Hey guys, it's Allie, and I'm here today with a book review of Some Quiet Place by Kelsey Sutton. Alright, so Some Quiet Place follows the story of Elizabeth Caldwell, who is a girl who does not feel any emotion whatsoever. However, she sees emotions, elements, and other type things in human form. Even though she doesn't feel these emotions, she sees them around other people who are feeling these emotions, and all these emotions acknowledge her, but they have kind of stopped trying to get to her because, well, she just hasn't felt them for years, and they're like, whatever, we're done with you. Guess it's not working, except for Fear, who visits her quite often and always has some kind of new thing up his sleeve that he's going to try out on her to see if he can evoke any kind of emotion, mainly terror or fear, on her. Alright, so right off the bat, this book kind of hooked me just with its concept, which is one of the most bizarre, unique things I've heard of. And so I went up on good old Kirkus Book Reviews and found that it had gotten a starred review. So naturally, I got really excited about it and got some really high expectations for this book. And for the most part, it met them. However, there were some things that kind of fell short of what I was expecting, and, you know, as this usually happens in life. So that was a little bit of a bummer. If you don't want to be spoiled at all, I would go leave now, go read the book, have a great time, and come on back after. Okay, so first of all, the things that I really liked and thought were done well. First of all is Elizabeth herself. Elizabeth does not feel any emotions, and yet Kelsey Sutton wrote her in such a way to which you still sympathize with her and you still actually like her, and she's still an interesting character to read from. Because it's just, I mean, we always love kind of reading from that outsider's, third-party observer kind of point of view, like, you know, Nick in Great Gatsby, the person who sees it all and kind of involved with some of it, but not always. It's kind of like that kind of thing, except she's actually not involved with the whole human emotion thing, and she doesn't know really what she is or why she's there. Another thing I really like about Elizabeth is that Elizabeth in her situation, since she doesn't feel, you literally feel all of the emotions for her, and that's what makes this book so much more engaging and so much more intense, is that her lack of emotions gives you even more emotions. Second of all is Fear, Fear is just amazing. I love him. He is basically obsessed with tasting her terror, and so we start off the book and the first line in the book is "Fear is coming," and instantly you're hooked. So great opening line and great opening scene overall, but mainly Fear is just, he's my favorite character in the book, and all my favorite scenes in this book were her and Fear's interactions and the conversations they have. Another dynamic that I thought was done well, not done well as in it's a good idea or it's a good thing, but you have this Elizabeth's father who is a very abusive person, and he beats Elizabeth because he calls her a demon, all these other horrible names. There should be a domestic violence warning on this book. It gets pretty bad, but it really is heartbreaking to see when he's beating her, she can't feel the emotions that go along with that, and it's just Fear watching her and being like, fight back, Elizabeth, fight back, and she just lets it happen. She just lets herself be treated this way. But the thing is, when she's not fighting back, and it just really makes you start to think, do even us who feel emotions, and oftentimes in situations like that, people don't fight back. What makes us not fight back, And even her, who is robbed of emotion, but still has that logic and that fighting instinct, why does she not fight back? Another cool thing, the emotions definitely reminded me of, the Greek gods, which I thought was really awesome, because they're our equivalent of Greek gods. The emotions are the gods of us. They rule all over us. And the last thing, this is a major spoiler, but, in the end, when she finally gets her emotions back, and what I thought was such a great concept is that when she finds out what she really is that she is life. She's, the embodiment of life. And when she's running across the field and she can feel the dead reaching for her and all the emotions crowding around her when she finally gets herself back and her identity, Like, what a cool concept. And naturally, fear and everything and all the emotions would be in love with life. Alright, so things that I think didn't work. First of all, I finished this book, and, you know, I was a little frustrated with parts in the middle, but really, basically pretty satisfied with the end of it. And then I find out, I just look up on Goodreads to do my rating, and I, you know, click Some Quiet Place, and it's like, Some Quiet Place #1. I'm like, hold up. What? No. Yep, there's a sequel. I'm just worried because I feel like this was such an original, really engaging book, and I just think we're really lacking in the world of YA with standalones. I feel like a lot of people feel like they have to fulfill this series thing because everyone does it, and I was like, this is really refreshing to have this really cool concept in a standalone, you know, that's what I thought it was, but no, it's a series, and now I'm just like, well, what are you gonna write about next? Other things I didn't like, or I'm just overall unsure of, just the whole middle when it was dragging, and it's like there was not really anything going on, and the whole Joshua thing was just really random. It felt kind of like they were trying to force a love triangle, and I was definitely like, okay, fear is where it's at. Joshua, I'm sorry, but no. And the whole other thing of her being Rebecca and of her changing her identity, it felt like almost overly complex. It just felt a little convoluted. Those are really my only qualms with the book. I'm so glad that she ended up with Fear in the end. That was so wonderful. When she was like, so funny, she's like running horror movies and doing anything she can to scare herself so fear will come. Like, when she finally does the clip thing and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, yes, fear. So yeah, I guess that's, you know, pretty much all I have to say on, Some Quiet Place's behalf. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and I would recommend it, and I give this book a 3.5 to 4 out of 5 stars. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. As always, I love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Keep on reading, guys. Bye!